Yeah.
Yes.
Welcome to the meeting. Everybody, this is Jake.
Hello.
Hello. Jake. Cool. Alright. Yeah, so we're just going to start the meeting and have a brief introduction, and then we will let you have a talk, and then we will continue with the meeting. Cool, man. Absolutely. Nice to meet you.
Alright, well, hello everybody. Thanks for taking the time and to express your concern at this meeting. We're really happy to be doing this. This is hopefully the first of many. I think we just want to start out with a Waiata. We did have an audio for this, but I realized we don't have the internet, so a little bit, yeah. It's good for translation. So just let that one come in and flow over you. So things are changing. Might be some frost, but the promise is for a glorious day. So let's just introduce ourselves formally. Yeah, I'm James. I guess I'm the president of the SSDP Otepoti chapter. The reason why I'm involved in this is because I'm really concerned about the lack of, there's very little being done to address actually the issue of like drugs in university culture. And what we want to do is really just reduce all harms associated with drug use in the university area, and also acknowledging the fact that there are harms associated with drug use. It's also, you have to admit that there are some benefits associated with certain substances, and in my own personal story, some of these substances have a really profound impact on my life and are totally responsible for who I am right now. And also, some of these substances come from plants, native plants that have been on this land for a very long time, and we should really recognize and honor that. And we want to have a very conscious future. Stephen?
Yeah, I'm Stephen. Pretty much the same as him. I've just been in the situation at like the various party where people have, I've just seen, hey, would you like to buy this? And the other drunk person who doesn't really know anything but just wants to fit into seeing, oh yeah, I want to take this thing. Go and take it and then either have not a good time or have no idea what's going inside of their body, and that just doesn't seem safe for anyone involved. And it just seems just like a public health issue that, because of the type of experimentation the student culture kind of has, just because they've time and all that sort of stuff, it's kind of vulnerable, and it could, the positive and negatives are both there, but it seems like perhaps there's not really an easy way to discern the positives or negatives, or even just because of the stigma, people won't even want to question or have a look, which is unfortunate. So I think this will just help open that up. Yeah, I want to do that thing.
You did very well. My name is Josh. Hello, everybody. I am really, really, really pissed off at the government. There's a lot of hypocrisy in drug policy right now. There's a lot of money in it as well. So tobacco companies, alcohol companies are lobbying specifically for their own causes, and they're horribly toxic and addictive and just dangerous substances that are rampaging through our society and through our young people. In university culture, we're encouraging culture of alcohol abuse, and that's like literally destroying people's brains, I feel. So we need to start a conversation among our community about why these things are legal and why other things are illegal. And another thing, now new chemicals are coming into the arena. Research chemicals and new chemicals are being designed that aren't included within our legal parameters. So now we're encountering substances like JWH, which is what was in like Chronic and Puff, and all these other new types of chemicals that are being slipped in under the legislation, and they're wreaking havoc on our population. Chronic was a huge blunder. It was handled horribly, and it was sold in dairies next to milk with no age restrictions for years. What type of government does that and will not look at the clinical evidence for MDMA or psilocybin? It's not part of a society that I want to be part of, so I really want to change things. Yeah.
It's a good time to be doing that. The great thing about an organization like Students for Sensible Drug Policy is that it's actually massive, and it is very well connected, and I think Jake here would like to say a few things about that. So I'll be Jake in front of everybody. Hopefully everyone here. Yeah. Oh, I've just turned it out.
I work for SSDP as part of our full-time staff in Washington, D.C., all the way over in America. I apologize for my hair and how I look right now. It's midnight over here right now, way behind you guys, so I was actually taking a napping for this. So I guess sort of my personal story of how I got involved with SSDP, and the reasons that James, Josh, and Steve just read out for why drug policy reform is such a necessity for students today are all really, really great reasons. But I got involved with SSDP back in 2011 during my freshman year of college. I was caught with a very, very small amount of marijuana in my dorm room. In fact, I wasn't even just taken arrested. There wasn't even any weed in there. And I got caught by my campus police. And as a result, I got half my family taken away. I was put on a state suspension or probation for the rest of the year. I had to take up personal notes to stay in school. I thought it was ridiculous, and I had other friends who were getting kicked out for similar offenses. So me and some friends got together, and we thought, what can we do about this? Our friends are getting kicked out of school, they're not able to get an education, they can't afford it. So many of our friends are going to the hospital because of these other dangerous substances that are being introduced into the black market. What can we do to change things? And we kind of stumbled upon SSDP online one day when we were just looking around on Google. So we started a chapter my freshman year, just kind of me and 3 other friends at first, just didn't really know what we were doing, but after a few years we had become one of the largest student groups on our entire campus. We had positive dialogues with our administration about not only changing drug policy, but just changing the way we view drug use on campus. We got them to change their model to be much more based around treatment rather than punishment. And we had a lot of success just engaging the state level policy too. We lobbied for medical marijuana in Pennsylvania. We lobbied for recreational marijuana. We lobbied for a Good Samaritan policy. All sorts of stuff. So I guess basically to kind of summarize, to wrap it all up, after my senior year I graduated and I wanted to keep being involved with this. And I got the job at the SSDP National office. So now my job is to help out people like you start to put up chapters, get involved in drug policy reform, and just sort of make a difference in your community. And I guess for me too, one of the biggest things why this drug enforcement is a barrier is you look around the world and you see narco violence perpetuated by drug cartels. You see 43 students kidnapped in Mexico with banners without a trace. You see everything going on in Central Asia and Afghanistan. And to me, what we have over here is an international humanitarian crisis, and nothing less than that. And I feel very strongly that we, as a people who are directly affected by the drug war, as students and as young people, it's up to us to have our voices heard and to stand up and to tell people that we want change. So that's sort of why I'm doing this and how I got involved, among many other reasons. But what my job is the regional outreach coordinator for SSDP is, like I said, empower you guys to be that same change in your own community. I'm here to be a resource to you anytime you guys have a question or have an idea you want to run by me. I'm here to talk you guys through it. I can help bridge you guys between SSDP in Otepoti and the greater drug policy reform movements. I can really just help you guys in any way possible. So always feel free to reach out to me. You guys can all feel free to friend me on Facebook. James, Stephen, or Josh can give you my information. And I also would be happy to answer any other questions you guys have about the larger organization of SSDP. We have over 240 chapters around the world. Or really anything else you guys are wondering about sort of the greater organization. So now or in the future, always feel free to reach out.
Yeah, definitely. Just want to help us out.
Thank you, Jake.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah, no problem, guys. Because I don't know if they told you, but with you guys, New Zealand now has 3 SSDP chapters, and you now have, I think, the second most SSDP chapters of any country outside the United States. So, which is pretty exciting for us as an organization, since we have just begun to grow internationally, and I, as sort of the person who's overseeing this whole program, could not be more excited to have such a great presence growing in New Zealand right now. It's astonishing to me. So
We still got Nelson in Christchurch.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's good.
Awesome.
It's a nice little small little country. We can actually do things.
And this is the reason that we chose SSDP to reach out to, because they are an international organization and they have experience going through these types of things, so like lobbying, dealing with institutions and stuff, so they have a lot of experience that they can bring to the table in relation to like our context that we can draw on. So yeah, that'll be exciting for the future. All right.
Sweet, man. Well, if you still want to tune in, I'm just going to put you in the chair right here so you can still see.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's a little late for me, so I might listen for a little longer than
Yeah,
peace out.
just beam off. Yeah,
Cool,
that's
man.
cool. Thank you.
Cheers, sir. Yeah,
All right, sweet. So what do we have next?
all right.
Actually, I need to hook up to the internet. So one of the important things really is to actually just look at what the university policy is actually. Like for people who are concerned and want information on substances, what does it look like?
Because we did a survey over Club Stay, which will be available for anyone to fill out if they want after this. We're trying to gather information on how prevalent knowledge on drug policy is among students. And it turns out it's not that prevalent. A lot of people, I think it was like 70 or 60% actually had no idea what the like city or university drug policy was. And it's basically don't do drugs and don't talk about it, to sum it up in one sentence. So what we want to do is to change that. We want to change that to substance use is part of our human condition, and we need to learn how to do it intelligently and safely and in good environments. Yeah. But our survey was really awesome. So far we've got I think like 70 respondents, and one of the operations that we're going to initiate in the next couple of months is a door knocking survey. So we're going to add to that on SurveyMonkey, so we can just keep adding to it for years. And so we're going to go all through the student area, up and down, door knocking, for as long as anyone has time. I'm going to be doing a couple of days. And then we're going to take that data and present it to the university, present it to the hospital, and present it to the police and say, look, the students don't know about the drug policy. We need to change it. We need to outreach, change the world.
Sweet. All right. So this is actually, if someone were to go and like reach out to the university for help in relation to the issue of substance use, this is what they would get. They would get a couple of sentences on alcohol, something on tobacco, and then this is just really interesting. Yada yada yada. Check out the New Zealand Drug Foundation website for an accurate and current source of evidence-based information. You can go on the New Zealand Drug Foundation website. They actually don't have they don't cover the exotic chemicals that students are encountering at the moment. But it says, however, if you wanted to talk about drugs, for example, cannabis,
Not alcohol or tobacco.
please contact Christy Griffith. Now, disclaimer: Christy Griffith is really, really awesome. This is one of the cool things that we're like discovering with this movement so far is that people in the institutions are actually really, really keen to see change, and they want students to get involved to push. So it's more of it's less the universities getting involved, but rather peers are helping their peers, and this is exactly what we can do through this.
With that meeting with Chrissy Griffiths, she was really enthusiastic and really keen to see us start a bunch of services. For example, one of the ideas we have for a bit more long term is substance identification through OUSA as a service. And through that we can start to build a library of local chemicals. So for instance, the blue Suzukis. You know, there's a pill with blue Suzuki on it. Who knows what's in it, right? Imagine if you could log on to OUSA and it would say 89% MDMA, or probably methamphetamine in the press pills case in New Zealand. But that would be an invaluable resource. And 2 years ago, there was a commerce student, and she took one pill one night, and she died. She had a seizure and died from one pill. So this is literally a life or death issue in some cases. Yeah.
So that website is for people who want to get their own information, like self-driven. But for people who get found out by Campus Watch or referred to the proctor, they're not sent to student health, are they?
They get sent to Chrissy.
They do now.
If
They don't
she was
find
saying
them?
if they have to go to the hospital.
What's that?
If they go through the hospital,
Right.
then they're referred to.
But the proctor just finds them.
Possibly. We haven't talked to the proctor yet.
We're going to.
Yeah, the proctor will even call the cops on people.
Whoa.
And Campus Watch looks through people's windows and their plaques in the student area. So
Yeah.
the university policy seems to be active enforcement, not
Yeah.
Not what they say it is.
No.
Yeah.
Especially in the halls as well. I mean, I know
Yeah,
firsthand
totally.
experience people who are caught with cannabis. among
And
other things,
Uniflats is the worst.
Yeah,
Wow.
Uniflats takes it on their own volition to sort of go out of their way to be the extra eyes and ears of Campus Watch and the proctor. And this is a vulnerable population of people coming out of legal jurisdictions backwards into retrograde prohibition.
Yeah. So it'd be good to publish those stories because there are people, like we've talked to people who've been intimidated and myself included, so, yeah.
But I guess, I mean, my point is, it's a little bit of a misconception that the university's policy has to do with student health, because it doesn't.
Yeah.
So the actual policy is different from the stated policy. It's
Yeah.
like a shadow
Yeah.
policy.
Yeah, it's a gray area, definitely, and there's so much discretion.
And part of our role would be to expose that and
Yeah.
say, actually, you're not a passive role, you're an active enforcer of prohibition. That is the drug war. That is driven by the alcohol and tobacco lobbies, which have big money involved in all the politics around. Yeah. Yeah, cool.
But,
Thank
yeah,
you.
to keep it on point, pretty much just very simply, there's 5 ways that we can go and actually target this issue with reducing harm and actually promoting well-being. That's what we want to achieve, is reduce the harm, immediate harm of drug use in the student population, but also promote ways that they can actually use substances in an empowering way, and that can also be not using them at all, and also using them just very sparsely. But the main thing is generating awareness. I'm just going to just grab my right there. So with like generating awareness, we could do like surveying, which we've already kind of started doing. We'd have media campaigns, postering around the university, and just in general, just like shedding light on this really ambiguous topic that no one's talking about at all, but it's happening very widespread. Empowerment would involve just giving people the tools they need to actually understand what it is that they're doing, because so much the context for a lot of substance use is just here I have this pill, you know, and it really is like that. And people have the experience, it's either good or bad, but they don't actually have any context for these really powerful substances that they're putting in their body. And it can also, with empowerment, we can also actually work with ways to actually train volunteers and train people who are interested to actually do harm reduction, on-site harm reduction, so we can be involved in events at OEOSA, so people are having a bad time can actually, you know, come sit with them and just put them in the right direction, have a nice time, which is what they wanted, right?
One of the goals as well, sorry, that we want to do is get involved with O Week. So that when O Week is a thing, when there's 5,000 new people coming to the city, they're away from home for the first time, taking strange substances, they don't necessarily know what's in. They can have someone to come and talk to, discuss those experiences with, and like often if you have a difficult experience, that can be hard to integrate into your life afterwards. If you have a particularly difficult like psychedelic or chemically induced experience, that can actually really influence you in significant ways. So one thing that Chrissy was really interested in us getting involved with was peer-to-peer counseling, so that they can refer people to come and talk to us if they have had difficult experiences. We can listen to that and provide an empathetic ear that's not in a medicalized clinical situation.
So it's likely this could be like a certificate, it's like training, endorsement, and you can put it on your CV and it's totally legit. Yeah, so and then also community building, which is what we're doing right now, getting like minds together.
Potlucks. Yeah.
Potlucks, book clubs. We also want to just host like really positive non-drug events, like morning raves.
Drum circles.
Yeah, anything just to get people moving and just get the experience that
you don't have to take substances to have a good time, because a lot of university experience is intertwined with substance use, especially
you get the same
first year.
effects. Shockingly, you don't actually get to take a drug.
Drums are powerful.
Yeah. And then supporting individuals, which is just kind of like letting people know that it's okay to come out about this thing and talk about it, and making sure that they feel comfortable coming to OEOSA and SSDP with issues, and they're not going to feel like they're judged. You know, we can direct them in the way of, you know, resources, books, etc., and just totally being holistically and being non-judgmental. And then advocacy, which is really the cool thing, because since we have 3 chapters across New Zealand, we can actually synergize our effort. Yeah, so far we can synergize our efforts to actually get some pretty massive, like national change at a probably very quick time frame. So as long as we connect the concerned minds and actually form a community, a positive, functioning community that is concerned and has actually, you know, has legitimate concerns but also legitimate solutions, you know, we can actually concede what we want.
And the rest of the world is moving on. You know, I don't want to be left behind.
Yeah.
You know, times are changing, and New Zealand can be at the forefront of the wave of change and be the model. Because what we want to do is or what I want to do ultimately is build a model of transition from prohibition to engagement. Yeah, for Western countries. Yeah, that would be awesome.
So if you guys are interested, I'm actually just going to pull up the survey results. If you guys can think of anything to talk about.
That's
Or if anyone has any questions so far.
yeah.
Say a student had one of these negative experiences or had been offered drugs and didn't know how to deal with the situation, and they wanted to talk to someone about it, and they went to the OUSA, would they be referred on to you, or is that something you're setting up?
That's something we're working on. Basically, George, who's the Clubs and Socks officer, is a really awesome, enthusiastic individual. I just kind of mentioned this as an idea to him in passing. He was like, yeah, do it. So he's totally on board and really kind of, he sees that there's space for it to be. See, this is what we're talking about. Like, people in institutions understand that it's a problem, and they understand that it needs to be addressed by peers as opposed to from an institutional top-down level. So if we do get this rolling and we get a couple hundred members and we start having amazing potlucks and community events and start growing our library, then we can probably get a poster or a flyer up there permanently, and have like promotions through Radio 1 and Critic, and become a functioning community that people can reach out to. Yeah, absolutely. Any more questions? Yes?
I have a question for James.
Yeah.
So you being also the president of Otago Normal, what kind of relationship do you envision between those two organisations that you're president of?
Yeah. As president of Otago Normal, it's kind of right now taking a back seat with all this going on. So right now they're kind of like two distinct entities, in my opinion. Sorry, Abe, but I gotta focus efforts here. But it's obviously we want to synergize all the positive parts about Normal into this.
The way that I see it is that Normal is the radical boundary breaking series, the one smoking up in public and hotboxing the police station and holding rallies in, that was awesome, right? Holding rallies in the Octagon and doing J-Day. These are radical boundary breaking events. They're aimed to shock people out of their normal everyday habituation. Yeah, you can smoke a cigarette on the street walking by a baby. You can smoke a cigarette with your kids in your car. You can get drunk as you want at a family event and there's no repercussions, But if you smoke a pipe of marijuana at a family event, someone could call the cops on you. You can go to jail. If you smoke some marijuana walking down the street, you can go to jail. But yet people are allowed to. So it's about breaking boundaries and ideas. Whereas this is about engaging at a policy level and at a community level. So it's about engaging as opposed to breaking boundaries. Yeah. So those are the two distinct kind of.
So we'll just hear you guys with what a very basic rudimentary survey would look like that provides actually really good information. So this is what we did on Club Say. We got 57 respondents. We asked these really simple questions. Where would you look for information regarding substance use? Turns out people are taking it upon themselves to do their own independent research.
Which can be a double-bladed sword because there's lots of stuff on Google. There's a lot of stuff on Google. So one of the other goals that we want to do is create a resource library where people can come to us for information about these chemicals and interactions and mental states, and actually have information that we have researched and cited and looked at.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's great that people are doing their own research instead of relying on university
Well, it's
policy.
interesting that people are going through student health and looking at university policy and government policy. And then just another question, are you aware of the university substance use policy? Not very surprising. So it's kind of good because we can bring that out to, we can shed light on this to people who work in the university to be like, look, what you have right now is not necessarily the most efficient. You're not reaching people. That the university policy encourages realistic and safe use of substances.
Didn't know.
Complete ambiguity.
Didn't know.
So good mix of students. Keep on now.
International and local
And
students.
then here's a pretty powerful question. So the demand is there, and we can demonstrate this to anyone who's skeptical.
And when we take this down Castle Street and down Leith Street, around the North Dunedin area, I have a feeling that these trends are going to become more prominent, and it's going to be, exactly right. It's going to become evident that there is an issue that it's occurring in unsafe environments and an unregulated market, and it's causing damage to people. That's what I think, is that people are having negative experiences because of these, negative conditions under which to take substances.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So that was our presentation, everybody. Thank you for coming along. What we're going to do now is we're going to pull up our membership list. It's free to become a member. Basically what that means is that we'll add you to our mailing list and you can become aware of new events and stuff as it's coming up. We're going to throw a potluck in a couple of weeks, probably right here as well. Another meeting, so like a bit more informal, so everyone can like hang out, get to know each other, talk about your favorite substance, I don't know. And also on a membership list, we're going to have an option for would you like to volunteer? And if you tick that, we'll contact you with volunteer options, for instance, door knocking or stall holding or various other types of volunteer things. And it's going to be heaps of fun and we're going to change the world. Yeah.
Does anyone have any other like suggestions or questions or things that we didn't cover?
Yeah, the floor is open.
Yeah, because this is also your guys' organization, like completely. No one's in charge of this.
I was wondering, you talked about substance identification and trying to set up something at the OUSA.
Yeah.
What would be the kind of legal side of that? I know that there's issues around the world and in New Zealand.
That's why we had SSDP International to ask. The law will be specific to New Zealand, but they'll be able to set us in direction because I'm sure that the laws would have been more strict in the States initially. So that would be something.
Are there any, I don't know, any facilities at all in New Zealand where you can have substances tested independently?
Yeah.
Other than just buying your own kit?
Exactly.
What we want
We would
to do
buy kits.
actually, and I'm talking with people who are other SSDP chapters, like in other countries, and also we're going to talk with the police as well to have like single one-time use kits that would be distributed through OUSA as they do condoms.
Yeah.
So anyone can have it. Because I know the police have on-site testing, and they just have a little plastic container where they scrape off a little bit of the substance, and they
Reagent.
yeah, and it turns blue on DMA. And
One of the other
something
awesome
else.
One of the other awesome results of meeting with Christy was that we got heaps of contacts. So we got contacts within the police department, we got contacts in the emergency department, and we got contacts on the university council in terms of people to actually reach out to and say, hello, we're here, let's talk about policy, let's talk about, we want to get statistics from the hospital, we want to approach the police department in terms of just like we were saying, the endorsement from student health. I don't know if I said this before, but we're currently creating a views and goals document that we're going to send through Chrissy, and she's going to go to her boss. So we might be able to get a full-on endorsement from student health as an organization, and that would be awesome to take that to the police department and even the city council as well. Because James bumped into Aaron Hawkins the other day, and Aaron Hawkins is real interested in this as well. So it may become very big very quick.
It's funny, like if you just connect with people, like and connect with people about their concerns and meet them, there.
Harm minimization.
Yeah, because the issue is there, nothing's really being done.
Cool.
I think another question? Yeah, here, please.
You talked about wanting to like have a book club or some sort of like resource reading room, and we have at the Cannabis Museum in South Dunedin the only official drug books library in New Zealand. We're part of an official museum through Museums of Aotearoa, and we have a lot of we have over 100 cannabis titles, but we have about 50 other titles about hallucinogenic mushrooms, LSD, ibogaine, among others. So building that collection is really important, and it's already like pretty robust. So I would like to encourage you guys to use the resources that are there because they're available and they need to be more used. There's computers, gigabit broadband, video production facilities, as well as like a public interactive display space that you guys could use if you have some initiatives. But if people want to like look at rare books about drugs or read them or photocopy them, and we want to scan them all to PDF so people can put them on their phone.
And
once you guys have titles that we don't have, it would be good to combine that under one roof.
And we're hoping that we can actually talk with such a library and be like, look, the last book that you have on LSD is from 1967.
Yeah, well,
What's
and
going on?
I
Can
mean,
you get more
there's
information about this budding new area of research?
different academics have their own budgets for
Yeah.
ordering books in the library, so it would be good to
Go through a department.
go through a
Sure.
department to get people to use their spare allocation to
Reach
order
out to
titles.
BioKit.
But in terms of stuff that is hard to find, or especially censored, quite a few books about drugs are banned in New Zealand because they're too specific about how you make them or stuff like that. But we don't mind posting those.
Yeah.
And we have a history of being provocative, as you said before. So,
Break the boundaries.
yeah, like we're trying to build that resource, and it would seem like a waste of effort to try to build two of those similar resources in parallel.
So we should that's like something like
Should organize a
working and referring people to the campus museum, which is having this new.
Yeah, or I mean, if you want a non-judgmental, warm, internet-capable, friendly space with the books there, that's what we're creating, and we need help.
Cool. Another way that the book club would function is that we'd get a PDF or a photocopy and we'd distribute that to people. It doesn't even have to be a physical meetup. Also, we would have ones here, but we also could have ones down at the campus museum, just because here's a bit more central to the student area. And yeah, we'd like take a chapter, and everyone would like go through the chapter and have their ideas and kind of analyze it. It'd be like a little like homework assignment to grow your knowledge in your brain, and then we'd all come together and share those ideas. And through that, all our knowledge grows. We get to know each other a bit better, and we grow our community.
Learn to apply all the things that we learn all together and stuff.
Yeah.
I've said this to you guys individually. I think we should make a video.
Yeah.
A short video.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Because, like, I mean, that's just how students communicate.
Media
Yeah.
presence. Cool.
Yeah, that's a really
VMS thing.
Guy, did you have something?
Yeah, no, I just wanted to say, I'm new to Dunedin.
Yeah.
First 6 months here. And you guys talk about sensible drug policy, and sort of Otago is like this huge extreme thing. Alcohol, is like
Not sensible.
Well, no, it's not just that, it's just to talk about safety.
Yep.
I don't feel safe on Otago premises.
Have you gone through town on a
Yeah,
Saturday night?
I'm the first week here, it was O week, and I had bottles thrown at me
Yep.
walking home. And I don't like alcohol too much.
You'll get used to it.
Yeah. But it's just like, it's weird for me to think that as a student, that if I got caught with a joint, I could get community service, the fact that they could even chance to go to prison is like, it was ridiculous, but the people that threw bottles at me, and for the people that sit around outside of the pub called here, Refill. Like, I don't even know the name of the on-site. Refill. It's just like, why are those students who are drinking so protected by Campus Watch, and why are they so protected by the university?
This is the hypocrisy.
That they feel safe to be completing other dicks. Sorry, but
No.
I don't feel safe walking around thinking they're drawing on me or not, and just being a normal, kind, polite person.
And this is my issue.
Yeah, my issue.
I am a productive, empathetic, happy member of society, right? But no, I'm actually a criminal. I am a criminal. Like, I am not ashamed of owning that. And I'm happy to be a criminal in such a fucking unjust, sorry, very passionate about this topic, very unjust society. And this is the hypocrisy that we're trying to address, because it's ridiculous. And as sentient beings, we should have control over our neurochemistry. Yeah.
And by the way, just thanks for sharing that story. Like, everyone else is encouraged to share their story.
Just start a story bank.
This is a safe space for sharing, and you can feel confident under the SSDP umbrella that you are not gonna, your reputation will not be soiled, and you will not be looked down upon. It's not gonna be like that at all. This is gonna be legitimate. It's gonna be good and positive. Yeah.
Cool. There's also fruit over there.
Yeah. Any other questions, inquiries?
Sorry, I came in late, and it's your fault for the ridiculous time. 4:20, it has to take preference.
Our next meeting will be a potluck, and it will be after working hours, because there's a lot of people that we contact and we're like, oh wait, they're engaged in wage slavery in capitalist neoliberal society. So our next meeting will probably be around 6 o'clock in a couple of weeks, and a potluck. And if you guys join our mailing list to become a member for free, we'll let you know about that. But also we'll let you know about it anyway, because you all like us on Facebook. Yeah.
So what's SSDP? That's all I wanted to know.
Students for Sensible Drug Policy. Basically, we're part of an umbrella organization advocating. So,
oh dear.
cool.
Yeah. So
Students for Campus Christianity. Yeah.
But it's cool to see the turnout, and hopefully you guys will show up at the next one. At the rate that things are going, it's actually kind of doing itself at an alarming
For a
rate.
first meeting, this is an amazing turnout.
Yeah.
So tell your friends. Everyone's got friends that are interested, friends that had shitty drug experiences, and friends that want change at an institution or whatever. Yeah.
And at the very least, keep an eye out, because like I said, there's going to be volunteering opportunities, and this is stuff that you are going to be able to want to attach to your name.
It's a
and
grassroots
CV.
movement. We need people to do stuff. Like, we can't do all the things if we want to do lots of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We need people to come and door knock.
And do harm reduction at
Yeah.
events, and that's really fun. few people.
James has done it.
So OUSA and student health, we want to work with these people like as much as we can, integrate as much into the university and student side of things, so that it is prevalent as much as possible, and we can work either.
Be the change you want to see in the world.
Yeah, just one goal that's in mind. So first year pamphlets, by a week next year, they'll have a thing, information on drugs, substances, SSDP as a part of OUSA, so people will be able to know where to go if they want information. Or even self-hatred.
As far as I know, the university is the larger organisation for teaching. But what about the Polytech? Have you guys talked yet to the Polytech student health, or even the what was it, human services over Polytech or whatever?
No, actually that's on the list. To actually talk to people who are in the health, because Stephen and I are both at Polytech right now doing social services degrees. We have degrees we actually want to get into addiction. There's plenty of interesting contacts there.
Yeah.
There's
There's a lot of people to talk to.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
You mentioned addiction. Is that another thing that you're going to be approaching?
Yeah, this when we start to work with student health on how our therapeutic practice will actually look like, then we want to be able to highlight destructive substance use patterns in the student population in a very non-judgmental, just making people look critically at their own behavior, which is something that's just a theme of this whole organization, is just looking critically.
Yeah, they can still include alcohol, of course. It's all part of the same general idea.
I'll say especially alcohol.
Yeah.
To me, in this case.
Yeah, but I guess you can think of it just like there's queer support, and then there's all the OUSA services that are just in the building right there. They're not necessarily clinical; they're just peer-to-peer, students talking to students. But they would refer them to student health if
there was a health issue.
Yeah.
Perhaps do a similar sort of thing.
Yeah.
Got to the point or something.
James, you said you've done harm reduction training?
Yeah.
With who?
There's an organization called Karmic, based in British Columbia. Yeah.
And do you know of anyone who trains in New Zealand? I think there are any services actually providing training.
Us soon.
Okay.
It'd be nice to be, they're thinking about starting a dance aid chapter in New Zealand. So through them, because they obviously want to take information from the mentors and the elders, so we want people who have actually been through it to teach us and then pass it on to you guys, or just you guys can help you there. Another idea that I just had is it'd be cool if you guys all maybe sent an email to a counselor or something and just said, I heard about this organization SSDP, and I think they can do really cool things. I'm involved, so just put yourself out there. The more people that put themselves out there, the safer and the more effective we're all going to be.
Because it'd be interesting, we're doing polls of the students right now, but maybe we should also poll the counsellors and the leaders of institutions. Do they know there's a problem? Because they're not part of the student body, they have no idea. They don't hang out on Castle Street. Yeah, counsellor poll.
Yeah. And just a note, these are my parents, and they come from Michigan, where cannabis is actually medically regulated, and they were able to get their medical cannabis license. They're totally legitimate. Yeah.
I haven't.
My entire life just not associating them with smoking weed. But the thing is, they've gone through it through a different avenue, from a health avenue, where people would have to go see a psychologist, have to get referred, and then they have to go to a wellness clinic where you can actually go, and they have all the strains, and they have all the different types, and it tells you how much THC is in it. They have to tell you how much. And if you don't want to smoke, that's cool, because they have capsules. They have stuff you can rub on yourself and it'll get you high. It's just all really cool and easy, and they're
Illegal.
And if you want to talk to first-hand people who have been through the whole process, and also seen
This is a Michigan medical marijuana product.
Cool.
And with that, I could buy 5 grams at a time, I think.
at $12 a gram too. So this is what we want.
The future.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right, sweet. Is there anything else before we
So you
close?
coming home for a visit, James?
Yeah.
Cool. There's fruit and there's lovely muffins at James's name.
There's happiness. So
Yeah. Hemp muffins. Cool, man. If any of you guys want to register as members or fill out a survey,